Nation, this is Real Boxing Knowledge 2. RBK and the great D. Clagan are in the building. What's going on, family?
I'm good.
Check it out. We got a big bad fight. Porter versus Crawford. Holy, we're gonna chop that up. We're gonna get Haney versus Diaz. And our colleague, Mr. Antonio Norman, may chime in right in the middle of the broadcast. It's all good, though. We got it. We rolling. Welcome to the show, and away we go.
Right.
Mr. Clagan.
Yes, sir.
Boxing extraordinaire. Sage of the age.
I eat and drink this, man. Let me tell you this, though. You asked for this fight, so it should be good. You asked for it. You know what I mean?
Asked for this fight. I begged for this fight. I begged that Crawford didn't get COVID and do nothing else to get out of the fight. You know, I just want to see Bout in a real fight. You know,
me too.
We were talking. I was like, look, if he really is the best and he come in here and just outclasses Porter, I'm gonna be mad because I feel like we've been robbed since 2017.
Yep, which is
possible. Should have been showing us this phenomenal talent. You know, I'm not. You know, I got mixed emotions. I want to. I'm a fan. I want to believe in Bud Crawford, but I want to see it with my own two eyes.
Right. You might get that tonight. You might.
Yeah, he got the platform. If he's the real deal, Holyfield.
Right.
We're gonna see it because Porter gonna press him the entire time.
Yes.
You know what else we were talking about is the progression that Porter has made skill-wise, getting better from the Danny Garcia fight to the Spence fight. That's two separate dudes right there. That's two separate Porters. And Porter has gotten a lot better. There's a real reason for the confidence that he's showing us right now.
Yes, I agree. His father has taught him some tricks and some things, man. And he shows it each time he progresses, man. Yeah. Because he comes that close. Yeah. You know what I mean? If he loses, it's like razor thin.
If Porter does not get caught in the Spence fight and drop like that, that was a draw.
It was a draw.
Now that's a testament, in my opinion, more to Errol because Errol fought Porter's style and beat him at his own style. And the adjustments that Spence makes, you know, a lot of the people who they're not boxing enthusiasts and theorists. They're not. Yeah, they're just looking at a fight. Ooh, somebody got hit hard and failed.
Whatever. He won. That's it.
They don't know. But it takes talent to fight another man's fight and beat him at his own game.
It damn
sure
does.
Exactly what Errol did. And you know, you got to take risks because what if you ain't as good at what that man does? You're trying to fight his fight, but you got to be that good to beat him at his own game.
That's right. Because it puts you behind schedule too. It puts you behind to lose some rounds.
You be playing catch up or something and can't get your groove on.
Yeah, but like you said, that one punch decided the fate for both of them.
So what you see going on, Mr. Clagan? What you see? What are the keys to victory, if you will?
I'll tell you something. With my man Bud is gonna have to have some distance, and I discussed that before. You're gonna try to have some distance, but Porter gonna get low and push your back, tie you up to the rope. If he make this fight messy by doing that, boxing him, putting Terrence to the rope, and not letting him do too much of what he wants to do, keep this fight messy, I'm telling you, Porter could win this fight, man. He could win this fight. He's gonna maul Terrence, man.
You and Norman yesterday in the broadcast were talking about how Porter, his style may cause Bud to get stuck because he's a slow starter. So he can't get started, and he gets stuck on slow, and then, you know, maybe in the middle of the fight, he's gonna need a knockout to win.
Yep.
Y'all two were talking about that last night.
Yeah.
I
see how the mean machine fought him. You see how the mean machine fought him, right? He caught Bud.
That's right. He
caught Bud.
Yeah.
Porter's no mean machine.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying?
Together too.
He put punches together, and some punches you don't see. He fights like he has 6 arms. You know, he stay on you. He stay on you. And I'm not taking nothing away from Bud. I know Bud switches, you know, left to right, but Porter switches left to right too. So,
see, Bud has never had any opponent that he's been in against that he has to wear like a shirt. That's going to be, you know.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah, Porter's going to be all over him. It's going to be up close and personal.
Yeah, every guy he fought from a distance. Everybody.
He'll run until he can get that distance and get you to trying to make an adjustment to catch him or something. And then he's going to switch or do whatever he does, like you said, with that distance. I don't see Porter giving him that distance.
I don't either. I don't see him giving that distance either.
This is going to be. I think Bud's best bet is to try to Keith Thurman Sean Porter. Thurman went ahead and mixed it up on the inside with Porter and landed, you know, more defined and cleaner shots. And that's how he pulled that fight out. But you got to think, like I said, Porter has gotten progressively better. You know, in the last 3-4 fights, he's gotten better each time out. Right now is really not a good time. Styles make fights. It's not a good time for Bud to fight Porter. So Bud is going to have a talent that is as distant as Boots Ennis's talent is from his opponents. If he's got it like that and we just never saw that, that's going to be very entertaining and a hell of a situation.
And it's going to be surprising.
Like you can see when Porter was asked about fighting Boots, he was just like, no. He was like, no, I don't want to talk about that. I don't even want to talk about that. He said Boots is scary. He's talking about that talent level, you know, to be able to control the situation and check the situation and keep his opponent from getting his thing off.
And see, that's what Bud does, right? And that's why they keep saying like he's pound for pound the best. Of course, he's pound for pound the best. He's fighting guys that's below his skill level as well. He hasn't fought anybody at 147. When I say at 147, I'm talking about he hasn't fought the Danny Garcias. He hasn't fought the Keith Thurmans. He hasn't fought the Yugas. He hasn't fought the Manny Pacquiao's. You know what I mean? He hasn't been in the ring with those guys. Spence, he hasn't been in the ring with those guys. He's been in there with everybody outside of that. Amir Khan, hands is fast. He has good boxing ability, but he has a very low boxing IQ. I'm not taking nothing away from him. That's a good fight on Bud's resume, but he's not Danny. He's not you know Ugas. He's just not. So that's why people look at Bud and they be like, come on, man. You should have fought at least one of those elites on your record. Why is it taking so long?
Yeah, if Crawford can't keep Porter off of him, he's gonna have to call the police.
He damn sure is. Seriously, he damn sure is, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if he had 2 of those guys I mentioned, right? Hands down, he's the best. You can put him up there. You can put him up there on the Canelo level because Canelo only gets him because of the divisions he's jumping. You got me? But you can definitely say that Bud is pound for pound the best. And he would have collected the title. You know what I mean? He's still running around here with that 1 WBO title, man. Spence told
Jeff Hearn, man. He didn't win that title off of nobody. He got it off of Jeff. The Hornet?
You're right. You're right, girl. Yeah. Come on.
The Hornet. I beat Jeff the Hornet.
Yeah, you can't brag about that, Carlito.
Oh man, come on, man.
Can't brag about that. But see,
you can't look at a Roy Jones or a Sweet Pea Whitaker who are truly pound for pound. Okay. You can't look at Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar fought everybody. These guys don't have those conversations. You ain't on that level unless you're competing on that level.
They don't have these conversations. They have social media conversations and go, okay, everybody else said Bud is the best. I'm going to say it too, so I can look good when I tweet it.
Yeah, I'm with Bud.
You just said it yourself. He got that belt from Jeff Hearn. Something that no one talks about.
They ain't going to talk about it because fanboys want to bandwagon, like you say. They just want to belong to the next wave, like they know something. No, man, you got to look at, you know, it's one thing about having titles and divisions, but who did you actually fight to achieve these things? If you didn't fight a world beater, stop it. Just stop it. Nobody cares. Stop.
Spence went to the other side of the pond and he beat Mel Brook. And then he took his other belt from Sean Porter.
Yes. Come on, man. And they try to discount Spence and try to say he was scared of Pacquiao.
I can't see it. Yeah, you're right.
Oh my God.
Can't see that.
I can't deal with stupid, man. Stupid is like, you know, it makes me itch. It's like, come on, man, think.
Yes. God. Manny was lucky. He fought Ugas. I'm telling you, he was. He was lucky.
That was a stroke of luck, and he still lost.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. But look who he lost. Yeah, look who he lost to.
Yeah, he still lost. He lost to Ugas, so you know Spence would have murdered him.
And no one wants to talk about that either.
Nah, they don't.
They would have been crying online. Like, they were already crying. But they'd have been crying online. They're
crying, trying to defend Bud. You know what? If Bud gets beat up, like I said, he's probably going to get beat up. If he gets stopped in the 8th, because my prediction is he's going TKO in 8. Okay. And I'm only basing that on his durability that I have witnessed. If Gamboa hurt him, if the Mean Machine dropped him, Porter's going to beat the you-know-what out of him. Okay, and that's not like I'm saying, okay, what can he do to stop Porter from beating? Like, what, switch? Not if he don't have distance. I think literally the key to victory for Porter is to make it messy, eliminate that distance, and just really put some leather on Bud, and you'll probably get him up out of it, man.
I think so too.
It's a price to pay from fighting subpar competition.
It is a price to pay.
Okay, when
that's a good one right there.
An elite
that's a good one right there. What you just said, that's a good one right there. What you just said, it's a price to pay.
What are you doing? I mean, you ain't got no experience. Like I talk about the fight IQ. That's what's happening in the fire, man. It ain't all about, looking pretty and ring generalship and showing how well your jab is. No. I'm talking about, like, a lot of the Mexican fans want to see knockouts. They want to see, somebody get stopped. They want a real fight. Don't run around the ring and show your prowess. Get in there and mix it up. Okay. Because that's what Porter's going to do. Yeah, you don't have that history. What do you do when you run into a pit bull and you ain't never faced one? Right. That's a big question that's going to get answered tonight. You're right. Because Postal doesn't maul you. You understand what I'm saying? He doesn't. He don't maul you. Nah. Gamboa, Jeff Horn tries, but he's so clumsy, man. All distance, enough for me to, to shine on you. He mauls you. Well, we got the most spectacular fight in a long time. Question, Mr. Claygan, is it an instant classic in your professional boxing opinion? I'm gonna be honest with you. For me, no, only because of the timing. That's all. The timing. It's we're in 2021. Had we did this in let's say 2017. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Instant classic in 2017. Easily. So what is it? What do you categorize this fight, this matchup, Porter versus Crawford? What do you categorize it? 2021, winner 2021. It is, Carlito, I'm not going to say it's not a big fight. It's a big fight for us because we finally getting Bud to fight and I'm always going to say one of the 3 or maybe the 4. He's finally fighting outside of that. Thurman, Garcia, Manny, Ugas. Say 4. But then you got to mention Spence, so we're going to say 5. You know what I mean? He's finally fighting one of the 5. You got to think about that. Just one of them. 5. The cool part is when you start thinking about how Bud might match up against some of the other 5, because Porter done fought all of them. There you go. Yeah. And you're never going to see it because, like I said, Danny's moving to 154. I don't know what Keith is doing. And Ugas, they want him to fight, Staniotis. So you may never see that. Bud can easily win tonight and retire. Yeah, I can see that. I want to go train Shakur Stevens. Right. I want you to stay in the ring and fight the other 4 guys. Right. Or fight 3 of them. 3 of them. Give us something to put on your resume, man. At welterweight. Fight. And you're not going to fight Manny. Real ones.
Right. You can't fight Manny because he retired.
Yeah. God.
So it's going to be an asterisk next to his name.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do something different, when something different is for me, move to 154 and watch those guys. That's the only way you'll look
now.
good.
Yeah. Now, if he wins tonight, no robbery, no judge luck, no, it was so close it could have went either way, and they gave it to Bud. That could happen. Okay, bro, you suited up. You made it close enough to where you got the nod and maintained your title. I don't want to see Porter, man, looking at the floor, man, and he knows he won the fight, and everybody else knows he won the fight, and they, they got some unrealistic scorecard game rolling. We're watching him get roughed up, and they done gave, 3-6 or something, and they done gave Bud 5 of the 6 rounds.
Right.
And he ain't got but 2, maybe.
And you know what, Carlito? We always talk about 1 of the 5, right? Porter fought Adrian Broner. That says something. We always talk about 1 of the 5. Porter fought Adrian Broner. Like, come on. Bud didn't even do that.
Broner was a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been entertaining. I just watch him sit there and pop Broner.
Yeah.
And Broner might just sit there and like, I won that fight.
And Adrian fought Manny. Again, something that Bud hasn't done.
That fight was just so elusive. Bob Arum has been in the game a long time. So you're trying to tell me he didn't see no value. I guarantee you Bud is going to sell some pay-per-view because he finally got in the ring with somebody. So they're going to make some sales tonight. This ain't going to be like a bad night out.
No, it's not. It's not. But it's all, it's always about money with Bob. You know how Bob do.
Yeah. I don't think Bob had any confidence in him. I think it speaks to Bob's lack of confidence in him.
Because he acts like he doesn't have no confidence in Shakur when you have Oscar fighting Navarrete. Yeah, it's a good fight. But again, cats always forget. If it was Shakur making that move, ducking Oscar to fight Navarrete, it'd have been a big thing. Yeah, people pick and choose, man. Don't pick and choose. I'm a fan of the sport, man. Mm-hmm. They pick and choose. And Bob wants it. That's what he wants. But now he's saying he wants him to fight Tio.
Yeah. So just to touch lightly, because we already covered Andre, but the next fight that they're saying is the biggest fight in boxing. They just said this on DAZN. I don't necessarily agree, but Charlo versus Demetrius Andre.
It's a good fight.
It's a good fight.
It's a good fight. Him fighting Danny Jacobs. Again, we have to go back in 2017 or 2016 would have been a good fight also. Mm-hmm. Never happened.
Yeah.
Charlo fighting Danny Jacobs 2016, 17 would have been a great fight. Never happened.
Jacobs has not announced his retirement. So evidently he made enough money off of Canelo to where he just ain't in no hurry to get back in the ring. Or is it that the competition that he would be coming to would just be another loss anyway?
Yeah, because they're trying to get him to fight at 175 to fight Joe Smith.
What do you think happens in that?
Joe is very heavy-handed. Mm-hmm. I seen him against he fought. Come on, he fought Bernard when Bernard was way past his prime. You know what I mean? Yeah. So Jacobs may take another loss. He can outbox him. Depends on styles make fights. It depends on what Jacobs is going to show up, man. Because Danny can box. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Danny can box. He can box circles around Joe Smith. Depends on what Danny shows up.
Right.
He looked excellent when he fought Triple G.
Mm-hmm. He did.
Only person, he wasn't scared. The only person who stepped up during that time, right? Got right in the ring with him. That's After right. He took that loss, I didn't hear nothing from Charlo. I didn't hear nothing from Boo Boo. That's why I said these guys is just talking. So
Jermell Charlo is on record telling Bud to stay away from 154.
Come on, man. Come on. You might want to tell Castano that.
Yeah, because there are people saying that Castano is going to stop it.
He may have his number because he already fought him.
Yeah, that's always dangerous, man.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, Charlo always comes back on his second and show you he can get busy. He do.
Yeah, that's a factor. That's a point.
Yeah,
that's real boxing knowledge right there.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he'll come back
absolutely.
on the
You got to look at the familiarity in the two, and then the history suggests that Charlo kind of knows what he should have done, and he's coming to do that.
Yes, definitely.
And he definitely hurt Castano in that first fight.
Yeah,
he hurt him. He hurt him good. I don't even know why he let up.
Gotta hurt that man to the body, not to the head. You're wasting your time going to his head. You're wasting your time. You gotta go to his body early and then test his chin. You know what I mean? He's strong. He's strong up top in that head and chin. You got to test that body.
Castano is a fighter, in my professional boxing opinion. You have to beat him soundly.
Yes.
You got to beat him soundly, because if you have a particular strategy that he can adjust to, and you get caught going to the body, you might be down on the floor looking at you.
Yes. I told you, Khalil, you got to hit him in between punches, because he's like Andy Ruiz. When he shoots his combination, and his hands just be going. You got to catch him in between punching, and don't have your back on the rope when you're catching him in between punches. You got to move your head and don't have your back on that rope and get out, because you can stun him and be right on the side of him and drop him. You understand what I'm saying? But you can't let that man be in front of you. He stayed in front of him with his back on the ropes all night. It was like punching a punching bag. That's easy work for Castano.
Yeah, that's he's gonna in my opinion, he's gonna have to come in and Erickson Lubin Castano.
Yeah. And you could have gave him that fight that night.
No problem.
He could have been undisputed that night.
Real problem.
Castano could have took those belts that night. If they would have gave it to him, I wouldn't have been mad. I was mad when they did the Tony Harrison thing, but I wouldn't have been mad that night because he was beating them.
So tonight, what's your prediction, Mr. Quaid?
Tonight, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they're going 12 rounds.
Distance.
I think they're going 12 rounds, and the decision to go to Bud.
Yeah.
I do. I really think they're gonna go 12 rounds. 12 hard rounds. It depends on Porter, catching him and putting him on the canvas, or letting his gloves sway against that canvas. Either way,
I think we're gonna see.
Porter can do it. I'm telling you, he can.
I think we're gonna see a new Porter. One that we ain't gonna see the Porter we saw in the Danny fight.
Right.
Because he can't afford to give Bud that distance.
No.
I think Bud's gonna run from him, and that's where I think the BS can creep in, because with that movement and everything, and Porter having to chase him, they'll give those dang rounds to Crawford.
Yes, they will.
Even if the punches aren't there to support it, I can see them giving that. So that will put. Porter has to know this. We're gonna have to see a new Porter that is like Canelo, cutting that ring off, not letting him run, and giving distance and whatnot. They're gonna have to cut it off and turn it into a brawl. If he does that, he might end up stopping Bud in 8 rounds, because I don't think Bud is prepared, just because he ain't been fighting nobody. Okay, I don't think he's prepared to take that kind of punishment for 8 straight rounds. I think he might actually get shook up, and like Porter's a finisher. If he drops Crawford like he did, like the Mean Machine dropped him, Porter's not gonna let him gather himself. He's gonna be all over him like a cheap suit.
You know how you're gonna know Bud is hurt? When you see him have to hold Porter.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you see that first hold, that's how you're gonna know. When you see that first grab, that first clinch. But I'm telling you, man.
See how much trouble Spence had tying Porter up?
Yeah.
Porter is a smaller guy than Spence. He's somewhat smaller height-wise with Bud, and I could see it being very difficult, and Bud trying to tie up and getting caught again. That's why I think he's gonna get stopped in the 8th.
Bud's gonna go to the body though. Bud is definitely gonna go to Porter's body. Bud is the bigger man in that fight too. I thought that Porter was, but he's not.
No.
If you look at his back and his height,
Bud's a bigger guy. He's got the reach too. But see, let me show you something. What Bud does not have is speed on the inside. That's something that people haven't picked out yet. But Porter does. He throws those little short punches real quick. They coming out of nowhere, like you were saying. You don't see it coming, right?
Yeah, it's like he got like 6
on him. He got to deal with 12 rounds of that. I see. As long as Porter gets busy, don't cut the ring off. Do not allow him to run around that ring and everything.
Right,
man.
You have to. You gotta. You got to cut
the advantage I see with your boy Bud is reach. He's got a reach advantage. And if he can keep that distance, he can keep popping and coming up with something. You close that distance on him, as rough as Porter is, what is he going to do?
Clinch. Clinch.
And I don't think he can hold Porter.
Clinch.
They're going to rehydrate probably up to 160 pounds tonight.
On his own. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't see no clinching. I see him trying and getting caught trying.
That's exactly. He's gonna reach like that. He's going to reach like that.
Yeah. He's
going to reach. He's gonna reach. But once he closed the distance, once Porter closed the distance, that bob in the head and being low, you gotta clinch him, man. You gotta stop him. You gotta stop him. And it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be elbows, head, all of that.
That's why I'm saying I don't see Bud's game plan standing up. He's been too inactive. This is too rough of a fight. Unless he has some mystic power that we don't know about. Okay? If he comes up with, Mighty Mouse power or something and just catch Bud like your boy AB did.
Right.
If he can do that, then he's got a chance. If he can't do it or just can't get it done, maybe he does have the power and can't get it done because of the styles.
But what if he washes him?
That's what I was trying to say. My hat's gonna go off to him but we're gonna be mad at him for a new reason because he's been wasting everybody's time.
That's all it can be. If he does that, that's all it can be. That means that he's been holding out.
Yeah.
Or he's finally fought somebody on that level that pushed him.
Yeah. That's what they say about Bud, too. They literally say, you know what? He may be fighting up to his competition. So the fact that, whatever was presented, he adjusted to it, switched it, whatever he needed to do. I don't know, Spence probably looked at that fight the best way possible and says, you know what, if I'm going to beat this guy, I'm going to have to beat him at his own game.
Right.
If Bud says that, where's that medal going to come from? Because Porter hit Spence more than he's been hit in any fight. If he hits Bud like that, it's not going. I think it's going to be.
That's a definite.
Yeah, it's going down. Man down.
That is a definite. I don't disagree with that at all. But like I said, if he outclasses him, it's going to be an uproar, Carlito. So you're going to have to prepare yourself. If he outclasses Porter and gets him out of there, like in a late round, like about 9 or something, it will be an uproar. He will be all over the internet. I'm
going to have a bowl of crow. I'm going to be severely attacked.
They're going to force
on RBK on Facebook. They're going to wear my tail.
They're going to force you to. Yeah, they're going to force you to bring the barbecue sauce for that crow. Trust me.
Yeah, man. God.
I already know.
Yeah, man. I ain't going to be able to say nothing. I'm going to go ahead and take my lumps.
Yeah.
I'm going to take them.
Like I said. But it can go the other way.
Yeah.
It can go the other way too.
Yeah. And they going to catch it. If Bud get in there and he just fold like a house of cards, bro. It's going to be hell to tell the captain.
Yeah.
It's going to be hell to tell the captain because I'm going to be like, I told you.
Yes.
I told you. I've been telling you since 2017, October the 17th.
Yeah. Because for me and you, this is a step-up fight for him as far as the welterweights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't taking nothing away from him as far as the welterweights. I mean, like I said, look at his resume, man. Mir Khan, Jeff Hearn, Jose Benavidez. You know what I mean?
So, who's going to inherit the winner?
Say it again.
Who's going to inherit the winner of Porter Crawford? Who's going to inherit the winner?
I'm hoping that it's Spence, man. I'm hoping that it's Spence. But see, then it comes to this. If Porter beats him, then we got to see Spence and Porter too.
I don't want to see that. I don't really want to see it.
No, nobody does.
Yeah, I don't want to see it.
But if Bud wins, you said it yourself now, because I want people to understand it. You said it yourself. What if he retires?
Man. Some of these fighters, man, I'm sick of them. I'm just sick of them.
A lot of these fighters, I'm sick of. Yeah, a lot of these fighters.
The sport. Stop doing dumb stuff. Fight. You're a fighter, fight. What's wrong with that? That's your job description, fight.
I agree.
Oh, my God.
Yep, I totally agree. Like, that is your job. What are you waiting for? But you're waiting for these paydays, man, when you really could be making your way in your division and making a name for yourself, man, carving your own path. Once you carve your own path, the guys you want to fight won't have a choice but to fight you. But they want to skip the line and jump out there and fight the Canelos. And come on, man. Bernard Hopkins fought everybody. He ducked nobody.
Everybody. See, that's one thing that made people fall in love with the sport. It was a sport. It wasn't a business transaction.
No.
You know, like Tyson said, these boys, we was killers. These boys are businessmen.
Yeah.
Okay. They're not really concerned about the quality of the sport or the competitiveness of the warrior spirit that embodies and, give you boxing lore.
The biggest argument with these guys, these casual fans are, they'll go, but he called such and such out. They do that in the ring. That doesn't mean anything. Make the fight. Calling somebody out is just calling somebody out nowadays. That's all it is. Make the fight.
Make the fight.
Do it like how Jason did to Boo Boo. He called them out. The fight was already, it was on. But don't just do it to the weaker guys. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Big guys too. Charlo call you out, set the fight up.
Set it up. Don't
argue back with him. Just set it up. Make it happen.
You see Jermell Charlo becoming undisputed, yes or no, D. Clayton?
In that division?
154.
Pressure busts pipes. No, I don't. And it may come back on me and bite me, but no, I don't. At 160, no. Because Triple G is still a live dog, and
Munguia
and Boo Boo, Munguia. I don't know if Munguia can beat Charlo. I don't know if he can beat him. I don't see that. No. I see him getting beat up and stopped.
And they know it. That's why that fight probably ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I see him getting beat up and stopped.
Canelo already done set the deal. He can duck you for 8 years, keep making up excuses not to get in the ring and taking fights everywhere else because it's a good business thing. But what about the sport? What about your legendary stat? Because Canelo is undisputed, so he qualifies for legendary status always.
He does.
Okay?
No question, he does.
But I will always put a magnifying glass on that record and shake Rocky Fielding and Callum laying around. I'll shake them out, man, because I should shake them out.
If he came down, you'd want him to come down to 168 and fight who?
Well, he could come down to 168 and go ahead and say, okay, you want payday? I know. Bring your tail on up here and I'll give you payday. Okay. And bring Charlo up there to 168. See Plant in a rematch at 168. See Benavidez at 168. I think if he does that, he will he will have effectively erased, bring Boo Boo up there too. And just erase all of this talk that you ducking and you're a coward and you're just running from competitive fights.
Give me, I'm not gonna even ask for 3. I'm gonna be honest with you. Give me 2 guys right now that you like to see Canelo fight, and then you're just done with him. Like, then whatever else he does, he just do. And you don't care.
Okay, and that's at 168?
Whatever.
You see him going back down to 160? I would love for him to go to 160 and unify at 160.
Me too.
Just go down there because I want to see all of those styles match up. I want Canelo Boo Boo.
Okay.
I want Canelo. Charlo, heck, I wouldn't mind seeing your boy Munguia and Canelo get it on. I really wouldn't mind seeing that. I mean, you know, two Energizer buddies going at it like that.
The two that you can get out the way for me, and then he can do whatever he wants. Seriously, will be Charlo and
Andre.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't really.
You can't really point to what's not there. You can only fight the available people, but by all means, don't avoid the available people.
Right. Yeah,
the
I don't care.
Criticism is coming in because that's what's going on.
Yeah, I don't care if he doesn't fight David, because the two names that I just mentioned is good enough for me, because I don't even see David fighting those two guys.
I don't see them wanting to fight David, to be honest.
Yeah, I can see Boo Boo running the whole time fighting David. He's not gonna get in the ring with him. And see, that's a fight too. You can come up to 168 and make it happen. That's what I mean. I'm so far away from Canelo right now. He can just do what he want to do. I just need these guys to get in the ring and show me they mettle. I really do. I really need to gauge where Boo Boo is at, where David is at, and where Charlo is at, because they're not fighting each other. Even Plant, you can even put Plant in there. You understand? Plant has one person on his resume, and it's Canelo. And that's a loss. See what I'm saying? And it's a loss. So my thing is, I need these guys just to fight, man. I just need Canelo to go ahead and do what he's doing. And I'm I like Canelo. I just need him to do what he's doing. But I need to see these guys in the ring fighting. You can get so many good fights if these guys fight.
That's true.
Evil. Any of these guys can move up. Any of these guys can move up. Beevil said he
could move up.
Damn. Beevil at 168 fighting Caleb Plant. Come on, man.
That's a nice fight.
Come on. Yeah, I don't let social society or social media fool me. There's other fights to make, and good fights too, man. For 2022. Come on, man.
So,
but moving to 154, come on, all of that. You got nothing but good fights.
So the ultimate fight that faces the winner of Porter Crawford, in your estimation, is Spence plus the winner. Or versus
Spence,
yeah.
Okay. Spence.
Right.
Unless you're gonna do, watch this, unless you're gonna say, you know what? Porter, yeah. And Bud, Ugis.
Yeah.
They're gonna block right there. They're gonna block right there.
Yeah.
He step in there and then he fights him. And see, then there's another belt involved. That makes sense also. There's another belt.
And you had a big undisputed belt fight with Errol Spence.
Yeah, let's stop playing, man. Let's stop playing.
I agree with that.
And then you know what? And once we get a unified champion, I know this is gonna make you happy. Once we get a unified champion, then you can put Boots in the then you got the Boots and you got the
Boots gets a crack at him. Yeah. That boy changed. Yeah.
Let's stop playing. It's not Boots at 147. He should jump up to 168 and fight Canelo. No.
Oh, no. And he's talking about going to 154 if he has to. Boots is talking about going to 154 if he got to get a title fight up there. That boy is a problem. I don't feel comfortable. I think Spence would beat him. A lot of people don't share that. And I think it only comes down to the metal, because nobody knows what happens to Boots when he gets hit.
Yeah, you think so? Oh man, look, man, I'm all for Spence, man. I want to see him be undisputed, but I think Boots' hand speed. I'm
talking about the metal. I'm not saying nothing about. He might be ahead of Spence boxing.
Yeah.
Right. But, Boots is not one. I don't see Boots running from nobody.
Right.
Spence is somebody he might want to run from. Now, when I say run, I mean use bring generalship and don't get into the fire with him until you're comfortable at, doing what you got. You set it up. You set the trap. Okay, go ahead and jump in like that.
Right, you would have to.
Or set something up to where when the exchange goes down, you got your haymaker coming and you might, stagger. But Spence been hit, flush. Porter took him flush. Porter can punch.
Yeah.
Okay. And he caught Spence a bunch of times, not like a feud, he got to do it when in here, there. Oh, no. He was turning up on Errol Spence, and Spence took that.
And like you said, we talk about styles. You talk about styles. We've seen what Spence did with Mikey Garcia. He could have got Mikey out of there, but he wanted to show y'all something different. See,
he did.
He's a thinking man.
People try to say he couldn't knock out Mikey. I mean, you are an intellectual midget.
Yes.
This man could have housed Mikey. I think
he could have.
In taking that fight, they probably agreed, okay, look, you're a bigger man. You know, Mikey's not about to overpower you. And can you please just not send him out of the fight as damaged goods?
Yeah.
And so all he did is took every round with the jab.
Yeah, he could have. He'll tear your body up, man. I saw what he did to Kell Brooks. Of course, y'all want to blame it on Triple G. Nah, man.
And those people, you got to look at the talent level. Look at Kell Brooks' talent level at that time in that fight versus Mikey Garcia. That talent is up there.
Yes. He went in there and he dogged that guy. He dogged him.
He did.
He dogged
him at home.
At home. And they don't like to talk about at home. He went to his
backyard. Is the truth.
Yeah, he made him quit. That's better than knocking you out. He made him quit
in
his backyard.
Set you free of your belts.
Yes, yes. That's why I'm like, come on, man. I can't wait for him to come back. The man doesn't even ask for tune-ups. Come on.
Yeah, he ain't worried about none of them cats.
He's nothing to play with. Man. But I'm telling you, Carlito, you're gonna be out your seat tonight, man. You're gonna be excited tonight, man. I'm watching this. I'm watching this with you on my mind because this is actually your fight. You know what I'm saying? Yes. It got nothing to do with nothing else. It's actually your fight. You've been asking for this for the longest, for too long. If you ask me, for too long.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's past his mark, kind of.
Yeah, shelf life and
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I want to see it. I can't wait.
Let's wrap it up, D.
Okay.
We got Crawford versus Porter, one of the biggest fights
to be made right now.
Yeah, right now, one of the biggest fights that can be made. And we got it tonight. Porter, Crawford. Unbelievable.
I'm going with a decision,
and the fight's going down. I didn't even have confidence that it was going to happen, bro. I thought something was going to happen. Oh, they're going to get COVID or injury last minute.
Right. You said an 8. I'm going to go 12 rounds, man. Decision, Bud.
There you go. That's the prediction. RBK got 8, and we got Porter in 8, and D said nope, it's Bud by decision. And with that
decision,
fellas, RBK Nation, we're excited. We expect to see you guys after the fight. It's RBK and Mr. D Plagan signing off. Peace.